Alright. Today, I thought I would film a video about my experience with guys in high school, and I thought I'd talk a little bit about what happened this past night or the other night or whatever, and about like what exactly is going on with that and why I freaked out on my story. We'll start freshman year. I had like a kind of like, one of those like boyfriends, because you're not like actually dating until you start going on dates and can drive and, function. Um, but I mean, so one of the things that really did affect me with guys in high school in general, and yeah, in general, I actually had a guy get my phone number my freshman year, and I never knew who it was. I'm not going to go into huge details on the story, but he basically started texting me and like asking me for like sexual favors and offering me money for them, and I was like, what the fuck? No, screw off, like the door. And I was like, okay, like I'm strong, like I got this. I'm 14 at this point. 14. And he started attacking my character. And he was like, this is why I have no friends, this, that, the other. And he'd go like back and forth, and he'd just really fuck with my self-confidence. But then he would text me and be like, your ass looked really good today. I remember that. It was after school, I was about to go to skating. I looked at that and I looked around, and I could not tell who was texting me. It was pretty terrifying. When I moved here, I really noticed like the impact it had on me. I had serious issues with my self-esteem, being constantly told that no one likes you and people get bored of you and they leave you and like all this other stuff. I don't remember all of it. I try not to think about it anymore, but I had problems making friends. I didn't really know how to go about it. I'm so insecure. I'm still very insecure from that. Moving on to sophomore year, I ended up having my first kiss when I was 16. It was end of sophomore year. And I was like I'm new to the school. This is when I had moved to Ponderosa, or moved to Colorado and started at Ponderosa. And, I'm a girl, like, I had crushes on people, and I was a little immature, I was 15. And I didn't really know how to go about it. Like, society doesn't teach you how to date. But we're not taught how to date. We're not taught how to go about that. We have expectations that we've seen from movies growing up, which is completely unrealistic, by the way. In case you didn't notice. Like, expectations are ridiculous. But oh my god, I forgot to turn off my hair straightener from like yesterday. See? Short-term memory problems. This is... Yeah, it's been a solid 24 hours, at least. Anyway. And then I ended up going a couple more steps the weekend after. It just went really fast, and this is going to be a lot of information, but I used to use... No, we're not going to talk about that. Oh, I'm so awkward. This is why I need people with me filming, so I can have someone to talk to instead of myself. And so anyways, and then that summer, and then I started getting a little bit more confident in myself. I was like, oh, so people are interested in me. I'm somewhat attractive. Like, I started like getting a little bit more comfortable with myself, a little more confident. I just started like coming into myself and starting to like really realize who I am and like who I want to be, being comfortable with who I am, which is a huge thing. And I ended up dating Jason. Oh, There's so much I'm missing. So much I'm missing. Hold on. Oh God, over the summer. I totally forgot. I forget about a lot of the bad experiences I have because I just stuff them that far down. So this guy I met him at a restaurant. He gave me his phone number. His name was Tyler. And long story short, he ended up leading me on. We had plans to make a date. He had a scheduled knee surgery. He knew he wasn't going to ever go out with me, but he made me think that he was, and I called him out on it. And he was like, yeah, I am. And I was like, do not fucking even try that shit with me. Don't. That's not okay, because at this point, I had been dealing with guys like before. This is just like a big event that happened. Like, I was talking to other guys, and, you know, but nothing like huge happened up until this point. And then I dated Jason, and then that didn't really end well. There's not much to say about that relationship, in my opinion, except I just kept trying to make him quit cigarettes, and then, like, the next year I literally started smoking cigs, so I guess I can't. It just shows how much I've changed as a person, honestly. That was junior year, not sophomore year. Yeah, junior year. That's what we're talking about now. Oh, it's off. Yikes. I ended up dating Nick later that year, too. That relationship was my first love, the longest relationship I've had, and also one of the most painful. I have some regrets with that relationship. We just kept getting in fights. It just wasn't good. It wasn't working out. He was toxic. We were toxic for each other. It was just a toxic relationship. All of my relationships have been toxic. Like, Jason and I weren't great for each other, but it's whatever. And then Nick. Honestly, I don't date many people. I've had some things, like, I have a hard time with commitment, so I've never really been able to commit to a relationship or been able to find someone that I've clicked with that was also looking for a relationship, or I'd get scared or something would happen or I'd get let on again, and it was it's difficult and it's hard, and just having your heart ripped out and stepped on over and over again. It hurts. It hurts a lot, especially Carter. Carter, I met on Tinder. When I turned 18, I downloaded Tinder, this was in January. And we dated for 2 months, right about. This was one of those things that you hear about, like love at first sight, like that bullshit. Both of us were on that same level. We were awful for each other. He was an awful boyfriend. He was awful. He was so rude. He never made time for me. Just did everything wrong, basically. We did have fun. I loved him so much, and he loved me a lot, I think. I don't really know anymore. Yeah. I have such bad trust issues. I don't know if anything's real anymore, honestly. That's at the point I'm at right now. That relationship ended very poorly for reasons that I probably should not talk about on the internet. Not the most appropriate conversation. But if you want to know the full story, go ahead and text me. I will tell you. It was a mess. No, it was awful. We would fight all the time, and he would tell me he was going to kill himself, and like just bickering and just constant clashing and fighting, and ooh, it was so bad. I drove to his house at 1 o'clock in the morning because I thought he was going to try and kill himself. This man is 22. 22. And he's still pulling this high school bullshit. I was like, I don't understand why literally no guys in high school. This is a point I remember I wanted to make. Boys in high school, when I was in high school, virtually no interest in me. I had 2 boyfriends that I went to school with. All of the other boyfriends that I've had, I have not gone to school with. And most of them have been older than me. I dated this guy, Bryce, for a little bit in November of junior year. He didn't go to school. He lived in Castle Rock. And then Carter, 22. Reese is 21. He just turned 21. Most of you guys would remember Reese. He was extremely controlling, very manipulative. He made me believe. So I was vulnerable in front of him, and I let myself be vulnerable. First off, bad mistake. And he took advantage of that. He made me believe that he understood what love was when I had just come out of having my world torn away from me by Carter. He just ripped my heart out, and he made me fall down a hole that I never saw myself falling down, which led me to Reese. I can't blame him for it. I can blame myself for it. For being in such a dark place in my life and letting a guy affect me that much. I got so caught up on the image I wanted him to be and who I wanted him to be, not who he was. We actually had another fight recently. His new girlfriend, I didn't know about when he started texting me again. And I found out about her, and he had been asking me to, like, get back together again, or hook up again, or whatever, or meet up, and start hanging out again, smoking. And I wasn't sure. I was like, well, we're not going to do anything. We can hang out, and we can play video games, and we can smoke, but that's it. That is it. Period. And he was like, alright. He's like, add me on Snapchat, and he, like, was asking for nudes, and all this stuff, and I was like, fuck off, dude. And I looked at his story, and I was like, who the fuck is that? He's like, oh, that's my girlfriend. I was like, hold up. No, okay. Oh, really now? Oh, tell me more about that. Yeah, so the reason why, we didn't work out and why you got mad at me and why you broke up with me is, part of the same reason or thing that you're doing to her. Like, don't be a hypocrite. I don't like hypocrites. I don't like liars. I've made my fair share of mistakes, and I have learned from them. He clearly is not. I went off on him. I was like, you need to chill. I was like, I sent her screenshots of our texts, and she came at me. And I was like, you act like I'm faking this? I have timestamps. Like, on your bio, it says that y'all started dating in April. He started texting me, like, March. January, February, March, April. Nope, switch those around. Never mind. I'm stupid. I mix those dates around. Oh, rip. I just dropped my phone and my sword at the same time. I was so pissed off at him, and she wanted to fight me. I was like, girl, honey, I'm not doing anything to you. I'm trying to help you. I'm... Like, if my boyfriend, if I was dating someone, and they were cheating on me, I would like to know. I would like to be told. But that didn't happen. Wait, no, I was trying to... Yeah! I'll be right there! Fuck, I might have to cut this short. This is why I miss living alone. Because I don't have interruptions, but... anyways, back to Reese, and then I'll talk about Trace. I don't care about names, I really don't. I talk about it all the time, like most people that are going to be watching this know me. They've heard it before. Or I don't care if people hear it, because it's the same thing that I'd say to someone's face. I would say the same thing to them. And they know it. I've had these conversations with them. Reese is fucking psycho. He still has hundreds of dollars worth of my clothes, and he swears he can't find them, which is, I know it's bullshit, because when I was living with him, when I was kicked out, I bought clothes when I was with him. So I know he at least has the clothes that I bought when we were together. And he still hasn't given me those. So I don't know what's happening there. He refuses to respond. He gets defensive. So I might forget it. But at the same time, some of those clothing items are not replaceable. So anyways, thought I was getting better. Other people came around and fucked with my head, and I don't know why people think that it's fun to manipulate me and take advantage of me, and why they think that's fun, and why they feel like they can get away with it is beyond me. I've gotten to the point where I just don't let them know that it affected me, and then you win, because they don't get the satisfaction of hurting you. I'll be right there, I know. It's just about learning how to process and move on and realize, looking at the bigger picture. Like with Trace, he met someone else, and I wish he had told me. If he had told me, I wouldn't have been mad when it happened. He'd be like, hey, I met someone else, and like, you're in Parker, and I live like an hour and a half away, and I don't think it's gonna work, and I think that it would work with her, and I think that I think I'm gonna start going, like, dating her or whatever, and I think I'm gonna go ahead and end us. And, like, if he had approached me like that and had a conversation with me, I would have understood. I get it. The same thing has happened to me. I get it. I've met someone else, and I've broken up with someone over it. And I understand. I've done the same thing. But he did not handle it like an adult. I found out because he accidentally sent me a picture of her. How long was he going to wait to tell me? How long was he going to hide this from me? He said, oh, like, whatever this is, it's over. I was like, well, clearly, if you have to tell me it's over, it was something. You can't say that it was nothing when clearly it was something. I have a t-shirt of yours and you have a t-shirt of mine. And I used to do everything with you when I was still up there. Kind of. Well, you know what I mean. Like, we were independent. But, like, I would stay at his house, or his dorm, and then he'd stay at my dorm. And, like, it doesn't matter. The point is, he can do whatever he wants. I hope he's happy with her. That's one less person for me to think I'll marry. One person, one more down, we'll see. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't. Like, it didn't work out, and I hope that they're happy, and maybe he won't do the same thing to her. I'll probably upload this. This is going to be Friday's video. So, yeah. And then I'll figure out what to post later this week. I think I'm going to do some stuff with my friends and talk to them about some other stuff and just have fun. So this will be my only, like, serious video probably this week. If you guys have any questions, you can text me if you want to know more, anything. I know I left out a lot of people in my life that have affected me, but I wanted to make this video kind of short, I guess. I don't know. I didn't want to make it long. But anyways, I will see you guys later. Bye.